guys? I'm Bearded Cat Dude, Damien, whatever the hell you want to call me. And this is kind of an honor. I've been following this guy for a little bit now, him and Life of Spice. You guys know him. You've seen his face. You've seen him everywhere. What is up, dude?
What's going on, man? It's good to be talking with you.
How's I know you before we kind of get into it, you said you're at a festival right now. How's the weather down there?
It's a little cold, but it's nice. We're in Dallas. It's a little colder than I'm used to in Dallas, but it's fitting for New Year's.
What kind of drew you into being a DJ? How did that come around in your brain?
Yeah, so I was always a musician as a kid, played guitar, was in bands, all that fun stuff. Then when I went out to college, it was kind of hard to stay linked up with a group of dudes. Like kudos to all the guys that are in long-term bands and stuff, because keeping five dudes together on the same page, like creatively, friendship wise, and just schedule wise between like, social life, family life, career and all that, it's a hard feat. So when I went off to college, just kind of started making music on my own, like making beats and stuff. And then I met Wifey in college, and she was a house head. She loved electronic music, and I was a total metalhead. I was like, oh, this is it's kind of cool. There's a lot of similarities in those kinds of music, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of drew me into that world, and from there on out, I just electronic music just stuck with me, and kind of just became a part of my life as much as rock and roll was.
Now, was it easy to kind of pick up when you started making your own beats? Or
Yeah, it was. It was just it's just sound, just I guess in different ways I saw it. A lot of my friends kind of same thing. A lot of my friends are all eclectic. A lot of the best musicians too are all eclectic. You'll see them play in different genres and different bands. We all love sound, so just it's cooking, just different flavors, I guess.
yeah, no, because I know, like I've tried to play guitar. I don't got the dexterity in my hands for it. I can play basic drum beats. Um, but like when you started picking up the electronics, like the actual modules and everything, now how easy is it to operate those? It's pretty standard, right?
Yeah, so I say this all the time. Like if I'm playing on a new mixer or new type of equipment, like we all can drive a car. Like when you go travel and you go rent a car, right?
Mhm.
You don't know what type of car you're gonna get, but you know kind of where the headlights are gonna be, right? Where the turn signal is gonna
Yeah,
be, that kind of basic stuff. So that's kind of how it is on recording equipment, mixing equipment, instrumentation of anything. You kind of know what you're looking for, and everything's placed a little bit differently. But it's like driving different cars. You just gotta find where it is and stuff. So it was a natural transition. I did a lot of recording stuff when I was in bands and all that. So getting to electronic music, it was a pretty smooth transition. But do a little homework, a little practice, and figure out where things are and how to use them.
yeah. So were you in the lifestyle before you were a DJ, or did that kind of come later in life?
I was a DJ just very casually, like in college, just kind of doing house parties, a couple shows here and there. So that's kind of always been on my radar. And wifey and I started in the lifestyle when we met in college, actually. So kind of right around the same time. So
Mm,
it was like complementing party energy. I got
yeah,
a lot of memories of us like throwing house parties and wife, oh my girlfriend wants to stay over for the night, or we're gonna have some people stay over and this and that. So the two worlds kind of always, I guess I didn't notice this for a long time, but the two worlds kind of always, you know, complemented each other just in like the socializing aspect, the party aspect,
yeah,
the soundtrack to the night aspect.
yeah. That it's one of those things. Like I know for us, like I mean, like I've heard the terms before, all that stuff way back in the day, but I didn't. Thanks to TikTok of all things, like I see you guys making them all the time, and they're fantastic. Um, I didn't know anything about the lifestyle until TikTok, and then following people like you guys and fucking everybody else at this point. So when you're making, like when you're trying to think of stuff to do for your sets, now what kind of goes on in your head at that point? Are you looking to include certain beats, or are you just kind of vibing off how everybody else is that night?
That's a really good question. A little bit of both, definitely. I try to be a chameleon to the energy.
Mm.
Some type of circumstances, I'll play one type of music, another type of circumstance. So it kind of just depends, depending on the people that are there, the demographic. They always come first. Selfishly, of course, there's like some songs I want to hear and I want to play,
Of course.
but you know how it goes. But the people that are there come first. I'm there to entertain them and make sure that they have a good time. So I have to be a little selfish in that sense. Um, if I gain their trust throughout the evening, I play some stuff maybe they like, they know, they recognize, and I gain their trust. I notice sometimes I can maybe take it. We can take a left turn. We can go down another road, but all in due taste, and it kind of has to complement each other. But there are some times where maybe I'm playing an event like it's playing down at the dungeon at Secrets, and that's a whole different energy. I get to play like some really mean, dark stuff that complements like the BDSM energy. Or if I'm playing maybe like a pool or an event or something, I like to play stuff people recognize because they feel comfortable with that. They recognize it. They feel like they're catered to. Maybe I can play it in a different way, like a remix, or play with another song they know just to kind of keep it fresh. But first and foremost, I'm always thinking about the people that are there. What's the demographic? What type of music do they like? And then how can I spin that maybe in a different way? So, my time playing music can be a little unique than the other times. Because my biggest pet peeve is going to an event. It's beautiful setup, beautiful people, and all that, but the music is the same. It's canned and repeated. And not to put any other DJs down because there's certain songs people want to hear and really gets them going. But I think you can creatively bring it in a new way. Maybe some stuff people know, but in a fresh new light. So that's kind of what goes through my mind when I'm thinking about what I'm gonna play and what I'm gonna do with it.
That's kind of how I feel when I go to concerts. It's like you see this four band list package, right? And you're like the headliner. I'll use, I'm gonna throw out some death metal here. Fiance and I went and saw Cannibal Corpse, Whitechapel, Revocation, and Shadow of Intent, and everybody brought something different. Obviously everybody's there to see Cannibal Corpse. Like everybody knows them. It's the same shit throughout their entire life or their entire category. But you don't want to go somewhere expecting to have a good time to literally hear the exact same things you hear all the time.
Exactly. No, exactly. It's nice. Like there's some bands that'll do that. They'll play the stuff that you expect them to play that you buy a ticket to go see, but
Mm.
they bring it in a fresh new way that maybe you're only going to hear that night. And also for them too, they want to play something a little different. One of my favorite DJs makes a great point that hey, people are there to see him for the music that they expect of him, but at the same time, he maybe wants to do it in a fresh new way that you're not going to hear any other night, or just give you a different memory for that evening. So I kind of take that with me. Like, how can I give people something to like, but maybe spin it a little differently that makes that the memory of that night unique.
Now, when you make things, do you ever make like songs and beats and stuff for you and wifey, or do you just throw? Do you have like a specific mix you guys throw on?
As in, like to use for content to listen to. What do you mean?
We'll say content. We'll say content.
Yeah, actually, on my SoundCloud, there's a little series called the Playroom Sessions,
Okay.
and that's a whole like different vibe than the party vibe. It's like, silky smooth house music, kind of lo-fi chill, and that is like with the intention of throwing on in the background and like hanging out in the bedroom, whether you're taking photos, making videos, or maybe just just having a chill night, hanging out with some friends. That's like low key. So I I guess I try to imagine like if I'm making a mix or planning a set, what's the vibe? Like if that evening is like a movie, what's the soundtrack that would like really complement the energy? Is it chill? Is it sexy? Is it hype? Is it fun? Is it goofy? Like every occasion, I guess, has like an emotion or energy that you could complement with music.
Yeah. Now, this is a personal question. What's it going to take to get you to come DJ my wedding in June?
Let's talk about it. That sounds fun. I was a wedding DJ for over 10 years, and I still do them occasionally every now and then. I still got a booker that reaches out every now and then, and I like working with him. Weddings was how I got my feet wet, actually. And weddings are good because they're high stress, high stakes,
Mm.
but they're one of the most rewarding. Like when you play for a group of people and it's one of most important days and they're happy and you leave them with a good memory, there's nothing more rewarding than that. The parties and stuff are fun, but those are actually what really kind of sculpted me and gave me like the discipline and the confidence to really play out. So that's funny you mentioned that. Yeah, we can definitely talk about that.
Yeah, so it's basically, like I'll compare this to my dad. I watched my dad as a kid work his ass off to provide everything and to make sure I, had everything, had memories, all that. So it's kind of like you started right there and that's made you who you are now. So do you think if you didn't DJ weddings that you would still be where you're at now?
Now where I'm at now, no, that gave me such an eclectic energy to be the chameleon that I claim to be. Because I've done country weddings, I've done Spanish weddings, I've done urban weddings, I've done it all, and that's helped me really get in the mentality. If I go to an event in Nashville, the energy is going to be different than energy in California,
Yeah.
Texas. So like it's helped me get into that mindset. So that definitely sculpted me a lot and helped me like put pressure on me because there's sometimes there is pressure in it. I mean, it's just music, but there can be a little pressure. So it definitely molded me to the kind of person and DJ I am now. Those experiences.
Yeah, because like the pressure is you have like one, you have the job to do. You're there to highlight this this couple's night. And then, you know, you don't want to let them down. Like you take out the, the financial aspect of it, but you're there to make, like you said, make memories, help people, and just overall have a good time. And like it
Yeah,
would.
yeah, definitely. And on those two, it's a little different too, because in some weddings, you are kind of like the master of ceremony. You're making sure that the list of events goes on. So on top of music and mixing, it kind of gave me a true sense of what it takes to hold like a successful event. Keep to an itinerary, making sure things are getting done. We're on schedule. We have this at this time, this at this time. So now when we're doing parties and all that, we have a raffle at 8 o'clock. I got to make sure I have something for that. We have a dance contest at this time. We have a competition here. It really helps you kind of get in a groove. So that's definitely been nice to take that, implement that, and where I'm at now.
Yeah. How often do you have a DJ set, and what is the process like when you arrive on location?
See, right now, as I'll DJ on the side, not as DJ LifeOfSpice. That's kind of just like lifestyle stuff. That's maybe like once a month when we have events and all that. And then just kind of on my own, maybe occasionally once or twice a month here and there, just depending on what pops up. Um, for me, like most of the preparation goes in before I even get there. I'll probably sit down for an hour or two the day before, and just kind of like, as corny as it sounds, like kind of sit there and just like close my eyes and be like, all right, what do I imagine like this energy is like after talking to my contact. Her energy sounded like she's like really excited. It's fun. It's gonna be, what's the theme? Is it gonna be bright? Is it gonna be fun? Is it gonna be dark? Is it gonna be sexy? So I kind of sit there and like, honestly like meditate on it. Like what do I see in my head energy wise? And then I'll start digging through. Okay, this song kind of matches. This song reminds me of this song, and then kind of go from there. But it's a delicate balance too, because like I don't want to overplan. I don't want to get there and be like, I already picked all my songs for the night, because things might take a turn. It might go from dark and sexy to fun and bright, or it might go from fun and bright to you know tough and heavy. So
Mm.
it's like a little balance of like come prepared, so I don't have anxiety, like I have a plan, but also keep an open mind to kind of like read the crowd and be like, oh, they're liking this, more of this, or like this isn't working, let's try something else.
Yeah. Now, how early do you get there to set up all your stuff?
Maybe like an hour. Like a lot of the gigs I've been doing as like Spice, like it'll be in a club or at an event where like I don't have to worry about like setting up speakers or any of that. It's just show up with my mixer and plug in. So honestly, I could kind of just show up a few minutes before and get it going. If I were to build speakers and build a set and all that, that's a couple hours. But it's pretty casual. You can just walk in with your little USB and your computer if you're using, and just roll on up and just start playing, which is super fun. Because like a lot of these events, we're doing other stuff. We're hanging out with other creators and taking photos and doing fundraisers for things. So it kind of allows me to actually enjoy the event instead of just completely being occupied by the DJing. It kind of makes it really smooth. Just bring my USB, my computer, and just hop on in there and go have a good time.
Where have been some of your favorite clubs to play?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see. I got a couple that are worthy mentions. My favorite club, I think, is going to be Club Secret at Secret Hideaway in Florida,
Yep.
because I've been there a couple times, and to play there was really fun. They have a really cool looking club. They got a
Is
cool
that the
like
one
lighting rig and all that.
there's always the event at, or is
Yeah,
it okay?
yes. So they're doing one there in March too, so that'll be a good time. But they have a really nice sounding system in there, and like as a DJ, there's nothing better than that. And they got a cool LED wall. I'm a huge like video nerd, so I got to make some graphics and stuff. And just the energy in there was super fun. So that's been one of my favorite clubs to play at. Colette Dallas was really fun too. I've never been here at all. Just playing a club blindly is like it's thrilling, but also scary because like you
Yeah.
don't know the energy, you don't know what the vibe is. So to go in there, it's kind of an adventure to be like, let's feel this out. And then another honorable mention, not club wise, but like house parties, like little house parties and like a rented Airbnb or like someone's garage, like those little super dope. Just to have everyone kind of close and tight, intimate, and it's a whole different energy. Those are fun too. So there's fun in all of them, I guess.
Now, you don't have to tell me the names, obviously, but how many times have you gone to play somewhere and it's just gone like downhill?
I didn't think about that for a second. I'm sure there have been.
Yeah.
Okay, no, dude, I won't tell you the name of the spot,
Yeah.
but it was a place. It was a place that I had played at before and it went super well. And they asked me to come back, so I drove about like me and wifey drove about 3 or 4 hours, middle of the night. Went there. They were having issues with their system, which like it wasn't on me, but we finally got it settled. And I think that because they were having issues with their sound system, it kind of like threw me off my groove. And to get into detail, I didn't have a monitor, and I need to soak in the music. I need to sit in the bass. I need to like almost go deaf.
You need
I
to
didn't have
you
that.
need to feel it too
I really
because
do.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I got to feel like the mixing, and I got to feel like I'm in the energy. And I guess because of all that, I never got in it. It was just a really interesting experience because like my wife and like the promoters and all that, they're like, man, that tonight was so fun. It was so good. It was better than last time. Everyone had a good time. And I'm in my head like, I never got into it. Like, not that I was ungrateful, but I felt like, oh, maybe I didn't really like get into the rhythm or whatever. But that goes to show like, you kind of in your own head sometimes. Like anything, any other craft you do, sometimes you're in your own head, but you're your own worst critic, you know what I mean?
yeah, totally. Like I've said, and I I ask my fiance all the time, because like I'll get a little personal. I always wonder, am I doing okay? Because like I stepped into a stepfather role, and I'm always asking her, I'm like, am I doing okay? Because like she's like, you're doing amazing, and I'm like, because I feel like I'm doing jack shit right now.
Yeah,
No,
we're our own worst critic. I mean, that's a good thing to have, right? That you want to do your best, but there's like a healthy amount of like, am I doing my best? Can I do better? And also like being too hard on yourself. And we all have to find that delicate balance, right?
yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
Is there? I know you've mentioned Chicago, but is there anywhere you want to you play that you haven't yet?
Ooh. I'd like to do the Bliss Cruise. I think that'd be a fun lifestyle event to do. Man, maybe far off in the future, like the Hitos and like and the big boys and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Temptation, like that'd be cool. But honestly, man, like I'm down to play. I'll play at the lifestyle clubs. I'll play in your garage. Like we'll play in the living room. Like I just want to play music. So I'm as long as like life keeps feeding me music and like good times and good friends and I'm making good memories, I'm happy. I'm happy if it just stays like this for the rest of my life. It's me and wifey traveling, we play some gigs, we meet some people, make some content, and make some money. Like if it just stays like that forever, I'm more than happy with it. But if life wants to bring me, some other stuff, I'm open to it. I mean, I'm just really grateful to just be where I'm at right now, honestly.
Yeah, because it's definitely sounded like you've put in a lot of work over the years.
I've tried to, and that's a lot of credit to my wife. Like she really pushes me. I'm like really introverted. I can be like really shy and like that's just how I am naturally. So like this,
100%.
yeah, dude, like one inevitability of like any type of art form is like you have to put yourself out there. You have to sell yourself as a product. Like your talent can only take you so far, where you have to like showcase and say, hey, this is me. And just because I'm naturally introverted, like sometimes that's hard for me. My wife doesn't have a problem being on social media. She's good at it, so she kind of has to encourage me and push me out there. That's been the hardest part for me. But being in the lifestyle in general has helped me with like my confidence,
Yeah.
like talking to people, meeting people. That really has helped a lot. Just like the overall energy of the lifestyle, being accepted, meeting other people, getting comfortable in my own skin, and it's translating into music to be like, hey, I can put myself out there, and not always going to go well. It will go well, but like just be confident in yourself. So it's cool to see the two worlds complementing each other.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say, especially about the Discord is I joined it a while ago, but I wasn't very active just because I was like, yeah, I was just busy with life. I would pop on every so often, but recently, over the past like month, it is really great. The amount of people I've already met. Everybody is so far away. Everybody lives everywhere else except for here. And it is really nice, the whole like just the lifestyle in general. Everybody has been so welcoming that, like you post like you could post a picture in social media in general. You could post a picture and be like, I'm not really feeling it, but I'm gonna put it up anyway. And everybody will there's like a laundry list of like, this is fantastic. You look great, things like that.
Yeah.
So it putting yourself out there is definitely hard for me too. Like when I started my old metal reviews, I I told you, my first ever interview was the legends from the death metal band Suffocation. I was shitting bricks the entire time.
Man.
And I told him, I'm like, honestly, dude, you guys are my first interview. And he's like, not a problem. He made it super smooth. And after
Yeah.
that, I'm like, all right, this is no problem. I just gotta, questions. Um, but yeah, social media is hard, but yeah, when you got somebody who cares about you, like your wife, who's behind you, pushing you, seeing how everything makes you feel, she definitely, and to have somebody like that to make sure you don't give up is fantastic.
I'm very grateful for it, man. And just the general like support from lifestyle people in general, like you were just describing, like that's a really special thing. And that's something that people that might not know a lot about the lifestyle might not realize at the start how supportive, like we all hype each other up, you know, we're all kind to each other, we're all accepting. And that's by far my favorite aspect of the lifestyle, hands down.
Now, have you ever had clients who are not aware of the lifestyle part? Like you're doing it just on the side, they're not aware of lifestyle, but once they find out about it, has it been like positive? Or let me rephrase that, has anyone found out, and what has come about that?
Not negatively, no. People that are closest to us all are aware of it. I can't. I've been lucky enough that we haven't had any negative impact on it because we kind of separate the two worlds as appropriately as we can for you know particular circumstances. So we try to keep the appropriate side of the lifestyle in one area, and then if I'm doing something separately as myself, and it's not related, we try to keep an appropriate separation, a healthy boundary of those roles or worlds. So like that's helped, I think, for us. We've been fortunate enough to not have them affect each other, luckily.
Yeah, which is that's like the only thing that I've noticed that holds people back is, because sometimes it's hard to.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Yeah. It's not, unfortunately, like as accepting and open as we are as a community, the rest of the world is not. And that's just the fact of the matter, unfortunately. And we were having this conversation this morning, actually. We're talking about some DJs at the festival. And a couple of them kind of gone off the market for a couple of things they've done. We were saying like, I wondered like if it ever got to that point, would I be accepted? And I wouldn't be surprised if it got to some places where like, hey, you're great, but we can't have you here because of, you know, kind of what you're attached to. And I have to accept that, man. Like I'm a grown man. I understand like the lifestyle and the implications that come with it. So if that ever happens, you know, could it be a little sad? Sure. But I have to accept that that's what I've chose to do. So, and I'm not ashamed of the lifestyle. If anything, I'm proud of it. I'm really proud of the community that it has. So I'm okay with it.
I keep looking over because I can hear my dog sleeping and growling like she is having a
Oh,
nightmare.
I miss my. There we are. I miss my dogs, man. Every time we go on a trip or anything, I miss those little guys.
So
Yeah,
no,
the two cats and dogs at home. I miss.
yeah, we got two kids. You know, I have I had two cats with my ex-wife. Um, but when I, met my fiance and everything, she had two cats, and then literally like the day after her and I started like we first met, she adopted a dog, and that dog clearly chose me over her. Like I'll send you a small clip of like me saying hi to her. It's the most
Please
adorable.
do. I'm a dog guy. I'm a dog guy, so definitely do that.
So now the last main one, where can people find your work, and where can people find you on social media?
Yeah. So all my music, whether it be mixes, originals, SoundCloud. If you just search DJ Life of Spice, you'll find me. That has some like recorded sets from some events. If you want to hear what a lifestyle event sounds like that we play at, check that out. If you're looking for like chill hangout vibes, sexy stuff, that's all on there. So SoundCloud, DJ Life of Spice. And if you just want to follow me in general, on Instagram, DJ Life of Spice, I'm sure I'll post like what events I'll be at. You can follow my wifey. She is super detailed in everything we're doing and all that. So very easy to find online. Shoot us a message. We can link up at events and say hi.
All right, perfect. Now go finish working out. Go enjoy day two. And,
Thank you, man.
all right, you have a good one, dude.
You too, man. It was nice talking to you. I appreciate it.
You as well.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Take care, man.